Tries again. Dort grabs the miss.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And one of those guys, Brent, who can take over a game, sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trae is. But what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Jalen Williams is a do-it-all dynamo for the Thunder. Coach Mark Daigneault said, "We've cross-matched him onto centers. He'll shift them to a point guard. It's hard to explain how impactful that is for you. You have a great offensive player that you're also moving all over the lineup." Kevin?
D8, the versatility. That is pretty special. And it's blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And the wingspan coming into play for SGA, just getting on top of that one.
Young with the ball. 5 points in the game. Just 5 on the clock. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. And it's in there. Daniels has got 7 points.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Master Williams fires the 3. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Back to Young. And the foul called on Jalen Williams. That is his first foul of the game. And the Thunder making a switch here.
Substitution. Number 2, Gilgeous-Alexander.
So it's the Hawks now. 6-point game. Here's Young. Kicks it out to Johnson. Back to Young. 6 to shoot. Daniels from outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Daniels has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Hawks. Fires away from outside. The rebound by Young.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up, so maybe just a step too far.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And he was 73% from the line a season ago. An average number in that regard. Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And so it's the Atlanta. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Hawks.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. This is the most they've led by 13 points. Driving in, and the layup is good. Young's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Atlanta. And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 conference finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck in middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. They have not overcome that. Gilgeous-Alexander positioning himself well and knew exactly where to get to in the open space.
Down low. Here's Riza-Shea. Chalk up 2 there. Riza-Shea's got 5.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it, and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And it's Wiggins missing. The Hawks leading by 13. It's stolen by Dort. Pass to Wiggins. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
Here's Daniels. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. You know, it used to be teams hoarded their cap space to make a big splash in free agency. But, Brent, why is that less common now?
Well, really the mechanisms for you to retain and maintain your star power has gotten easier for teams as they have gone out for big extensions to make sure that their star is shining brightest.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Second quarter of play with 2 minutes gone so far.
You slipping, man.
Shot by Johnson, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Gilgeous-Alexander does a lot of things well, and this time playing with some great offensive balance.
Young is double. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Okongwu a screen. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul.
15 seconds. Thunder substitution. Isaiah.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And Okongwu slams it in.
And Trae Young playing floor general here. So good, so quick at finding the open man.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout here. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. trailing by 13. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Young's shot is off.
Oops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
And the dunk by Holmgren.
And attacking the rim. Holmgren making excellent use of that height inside.
And that one, good. 9 points for Trae Young.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
He's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Hartenstein can't get it to go.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
It's his first trip to the line. He misses the free throw.
Oklahoma City foul.
He hits the second from the line. Thunder trailing by 18. And stolen by Okongwu. Kicks it out to Johnson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Rizachet with it. Williams picks him up. Young is double. Pass to Rizachet. 5 to shoot. To the inside. Johnson. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now, here's Holmgren. There's Williams with the three. The rebound by Johnson.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Count that one. Rizachet's got 7 points in the game.
Well, Rizachet has decent size, and he uses it well that time to put points on the board.
Atlanta leading by 22. And the rejection by Holmgren. All by himself. Here's Dort. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. To the middle. Here's Johnson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Williams. This is his second trip to the line in this one. That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. That'll be a 5-second call. We've
là, je
got
parle,
the
là,
San Antonio Spurs. Next up against the defending NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports.
Mais tous les
Kevin Harlan with you, joined by
tout le monde prend
Doris
Boston
Burke,
juste
Greg
parce qu'ils sont
Anthony,
forts, quoi.
and David Aldridge reporting courtside. And the way the Celtics can attack teams, Doris, with their 5-out set,
Tellement facile à jouer Boston,
it's
tout le monde peut jouer
impossible
avec.
to fully defend it.
Kevin, there is so much space on the floor because they have shooters at every single position and guys who balance that shooting with an ability to get off the dribble drive. This is as good an offense as we've seen. I love when Jason Tatum is aggressive to score the basketball. He does a tremendous job keeping his focus.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Mr. Porzingis launches it, sinks the triple.
Well, the three-point shooting of Kristaps Porzingis is so prolific. You've got to guard him out there.
Barnes outside. Back to Wembanyama. And it's White with the rebound.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Brown with it. Put now by Barnes. And here's Tatum for three. San Antonio with the rebound. Wembanyama looking it over. The three-pointer is right on target.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Now here's White. A wide open look here for Porzingis. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Wembanyama outside. Jacks up a three. And it's White with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Holiday, no one around him. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And you have to be right up on Holiday. When you're not, he's ready to take those quick shots.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
San Antonio shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort. A generational talent. For Wembanyama, the sky is the limit and the reality. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Here's Castle. Pass to Barnes. Takes a three. Second shot opportunity. And Wembanyama with the layup. Wembanyama's got 8 points.
Yeah, you have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on him.
And Holiday, here we go. And the rejection by Wembanyama. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. The 29th pick overall in 2017 has come a long way. Kevin, those chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Outside, Fox wants to get it to Barnes and does. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Holiday. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And Kevin, I could see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
White hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Derek White showing you I can put it on the deck and finish off a pretty drive. Nicely done, Derek.
Wembanyama with the bucket.
And a nice job here early of establishing. An inside presence.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul.
Substitution on the court.
Down low. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Pass to Champagny. Wembanyama down low. 10 points for him. Clock is at 3. Paul with the 3. Rebound by the Celtics. Here's Hauser. Inside. It's stolen by Wembanyama. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Horford. So both teams making some changes here.
Substitution on the court.
Eight-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Paul with the 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, Chris Paul by nature wants to pass the ball, but if you leave him open, he understands he's got to make those shots.
Rob. With the teardrop. Here's Johnson. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. It's the Celtics.
The Spurs. 13.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Celtics?
And they've set the tone from the jump. They're looking to pound it inside and score in the paint.
So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks.
Where are you from, bro?
Where are you from? Of this young superstar.
Tatum gets it to go inside.
It can be a very difficult thing to check Jason Tatum because of the multitude of ways he can score it. Give me the floater game, JT. Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
To the inside. Pass to Craig. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Tatum's got 8.
Boy, that jumper is as pure as it gets. Jason Tatum off a pass from his teammate makes easy work of it.
Fox with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Paul for 3. Rebound Boston. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. From 6 away. Pass to Hauser. Back to Horford. And here is Craig. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Craig's got the lead up to 8 now for Boston. And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Charging it up here. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Outside Holiday. Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. Here's Castle. Scoreless thus far.
Celtics foul. Sam Hauser. First personal foul. First team foul.
Off the inbound. Easy money for Wembanyama.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Here's Hauser. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. And the Celtics lead by 7.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Ball with the 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
Shot clock at 6. Castle misses. Celtics leading by 7. Pass to Tatum. There's 1:38 left now here in the second. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Wembanyama. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work, and it pays dividends.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin, Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the 2 J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
In fact, David, remember a couple years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. I'm glad they're still together.
You win game, no problem.
1:15 left in the first half. Pass to Vassell. Here's Wembanyama. Back to Vassell. It's Wembanyama at the elbow. Let's go. Back to Vassell. On the wing, Barnes. Another shot. And Wembanyama with a nice bucket inside. Wembanyama's got 16 points. Here's White. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Celtics lead by 7.
Oh, that is impressive stuff from Derek White. Defender in his grill, no problem.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Boston making a switch here. Spurs trail by 7. Pass to Castle. Wembanyama down low. That one doesn't drop. On the wing, Holiday. From outside, off the mark. Here's Wembanyama. They get it back. Here's Castle. Nobody near Barnes. Buries the long-range jumper.
3 points.
Barnes has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Gets it off. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Celtics lead by 4. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
26.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And
Good luck,
Fox
bro.
with the ball for San Antonio. Trailing by 4. Pass to Castle. It's rebounded by Porzingis. And here's Boston. White, wide open. He fires. That's good. The assist that time from Holiday. White's got 7.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White, rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
Wembanyama with the aggressive finish.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Brown with the bucket.
Well, that's where you use your athleticism and agility if you're Jaylen Brown, navigating to a high percentage look.
In break, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
To the middle. Here's Tatum. Porzingis has the open look. And again, it's Boston converting.
When he needs to get into that mid-range bag, Kristaps Porzingis feels super comfortable.
Spurs trail by 9. Now Wembanyama. He's got 18. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Brown. And stolen by Vassell. Here's Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama galloping in for the finish.
He runs so well for his size. Wembanyama knows how to finish on the break.
Back to Tatum. Banked in off the glass. 10 points for him.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
A shot by Wembanyama, no good. Celtics leading by 9. In the corner, Tatum with it. Celtics passing it around. And Porzingis puts up a deep 3. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Wembanyama. The kick out to Barnes. A pass to Fox. Over Tatum. Here's Barnes. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
They call that quick off the floor with long arms. Barnes can be as good a rebounder as he wants to be.
For San Antonio, they've made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. Doors, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously, this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes. They led the league in attempts. But obviously, your 2 best players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Here's Brown. Back to Porzingis. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 9 points for Porzingis.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Porzingis with the block.
Kristaps Porzingis has proven over the course of his young career that he is willing to be a force as a shot blocker.
Holiday with the 3. Rebound by Sohan.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Boston leading by 6. Pass to Tatum. Back to Holiday. Now Tatum. for three. Offensive rebound. Off target at the rim. A three from Bienvenue. That doesn't go either for Bienvenue. Outside Holiday. That shot off the mark.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
It's stolen by Bienvenue. Here's Bienvenue slicing to the basket. It counts, and the foul. That's on Jaylen Brown. Both teams will make substitutions. San Antonio shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Free throw no good for Bienvenue. You know, DB, I imagine any lineup could benefit from a veteran guy like Al Horford.
Boy, you just look at how younger guys on the team lean on Al. He guides them through any number of experiences. He's been a pro's pro from the moment he entered the league, and he's still having an impact with his defensive ability and range shooting.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Pass to Horford. Fires from deep. San Antonio with the rebound.
Always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
Brown right side. Here's Pritchard. And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for the Spurs. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points.
44.
Good job.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. Celtics trail by 3. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Hauser. Pass to Craig. Here's Hauser from deep. And it's Fox with the rebound. And now Wembanyama pushing it up with no one back to stop him. Here's Vassell. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Vamos, vamos.
From Vassell. He's an accurate shooter.
I don't understand, bro. I'm speaking French.
Unloads. The Celtics keep it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Back to Horford. The Celtics working the ball around now. Pass to Craig. 4 on the clock. A 3-pointer, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Fox, no good. Boston trailing. An even 3-on-3 break. And Craig has it in the corner. Horford with it. Covered by Vassell. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Vamos!
You've got to be willing to sit down on the pump fakes of Al Horford. He does an extraordinary job getting the defense to commit.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Vamos, bro.
Tremendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
To the paint from 11 feet away. The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
Come back, bro.
Celtics trail by 4. Double team on Holiday. To the left wing. Outside, Horford. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. Now, here's Fox. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Vamos. You win game, bro.
Here's Holiday. The bucket is
And
good.
plus
With a chance
one.
for one more. It's going to go on De'Aaron Fox.
Muscling through contact. Holiday has the strength and body control to do it.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for San Antonio.
They're looking to attack and transition every time down the floor, just wearing the defense thin at this point.
Boy, that's a beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Here's White. Back to Porzingis. Tatum on the wing. To tie it up. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. San Antonio leading by 3. And here's Barnes for 3. Traps in the tray.
Well, with that deep stroke, I like Barnes' ability to switch between the 3 and 4 spots. 2 distinct things in terms of spacing on the floor and the requirements of the jobs.
Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Vamos.
Vassell outside. Pass to Castle. Here's Wembanyama. Rebound Boston. Brown outside. Down low. White. Vassell grabs the board.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense. Boy, bodying up there, making sure to get position. That's really nice rebounding technique.
Inside. Pass to Tatum. Here's the 3. Second chance shot. Porzingis. Holiday with the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. Holiday's got 6 points in the quarter.
A solid outside game. Holiday has good lift on his J. And at 6'4", he can get his shot off against just about anybody.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle them up right away. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. The coach was really hyping up his guys. He told them, this is what it's all about, fellas. You're in this spot for a reason. Go out and take this win. See if they can follow those instructions, guys.
All right, David, thanks.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
Outside Tatum. Kept alive. Here's Porzingis. That's it.
Oui. Bah Léon, on va devoir aller là-bas, Loulou. La lumière. Tais-toi, toi, les terfs. Je parle de...
That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. To the middle. Pass to Vassell. Wembanyama. Right side. Right wing. Lays it up off the glass. 14 points here in the second half.
And there's a nice playmaking element
I'm
to
sorry, you
Castle's
lose
game,
game.
especially at 6'6".
Porzingis. The Celtics working the ball around now. Brown. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
You lose game, bro. What the hell?
Good on the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
You win game, bro. You win. Yes, vamos.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
He gets them to within 1 possession, but that miss puts a lot of pressure on their defense.
Taken away by Holiday. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. Here's White. Again, the miss by the Celtics. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Pass to Castle. Here's Vassell. They grab their own miss.
Relentless.
Vamos!
Even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Now a timeout called by Boston. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Vamos,
Turning here to our
vamos.
analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
Good job, bro.
Trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
This is the very definition of desperation mode right now. They need a quick shot and a quick foul.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet. And an intentional foul right there.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Now a timeout called by Boston. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
They need to score, and they need to do it quickly, but it is still possible here.
The three from Tatum. And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's it.
Do what I should, man. Point, baby. Do what I could, man. Point, baby. Do what I should, man. Point, baby. Do what I could, man. Point, baby. Do what I should, man. Point, baby. Do what I could, man. Point, baby. Do what I should, man. Point, baby. Do what I could.
Hello, bro. Denis. Oh, you have no wind.
We've got
Let's go,
basketball
bro.
action from Chase Center, the new home of the Warriors here on 2K Sports. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. That one's in, his first shot this game. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Personal foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
They double team Curry. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And the three off target. And here are the Heat now. Kicks it out to Hero. Over Green. The rebound by Hield. And stolen by Wiggins. Inside. Here's Ware. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession. First quarter of play. 1 minute played. It's Curry outside. Rebound by the Heat. Well, G.A. Adebayo came from very humble beginnings.
Yeah, raised by his mother. And Kevin, Bam's main motivation in life was to get her out of that trailer. He worked extremely hard and now arguably a top 25 player.
Now here's Curry. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Count the basket.
Nice shot, bro. Nice.
Fear in Green's game. Loves mixing it up down low.
Oh, nice.
Hield outside. Back to Green. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's going to go on Alec Burks.
Yeah, easy call.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he was 73% from the line a season ago. An average number in that regard.
Well, over the years, the Warriors have had some historic tax bills.
Yeah, and for the most part, it's been well worth it because it's led to championships and they generate a ton of income. But now, with this tax repeater penalties, you can see why they've tried to cut costs, and every team in the league has followed.
And the Warriors miss again. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I did get a chance to speak with Steve Kerr a little bit. They were raving about an opposing player, in this case, Andrew Wiggins. Coach said, I have tons of respect for Wiggins. 100% effort on both ends. Andrew can beat you scoring it, but he can also be a shutdown defender. High praise for Wiggins, the former first overall pick. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
Knocked down from the corner. That's just a walk in the park for Curry.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to talk to his guys. The Heat making a switch here. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Mitchell outside. Back to Hero. Good ball movement here by Miami. Mitchell right side. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Adebayo. Shot clock at 5. And Moody pulls it down.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistently.
Now, here's Moody. For 3. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. Miami trailing. Pass to Mitchell. Now Robinson. Puts up a deep three. And again, it's the Heat missing. Takes the 13-footer. That one off the back iron and out.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
Miami no good on that time either. And so Curry will bring it up for the Warriors. Here's the three. Knocks down the three ball. Curry's got 6.
When Curry gets a look that's good, he is automatic. There is almost no stopping him.
Adebayo drives in.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Warriors leading by 3. Pass to Podziemski. Back to Butler. The tray. Rebound by the Heat. Adebayo with the ball. Kicks it out to Mitchell. To the inside. Here's Love. Robinson on the wing. Lets the three fly. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. And it's the Warriors with the ball. Podziemski on the wing. Outside Butler. Down low. Pass to Jackson Davis. He doesn't hit that one. The Heat trailed by 3. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Robinson. We've got 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Podziemski. To the middle. Looking for Kuminga. He gets it there.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that position.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far.
10. The Heat.
Good job.
7.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Warriors?
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
Pass to Jackson Davis. 3-pointer. Here's Santos. Podziemski with it. Picked up by Hero. Shot clock at 6. Here's Santos. From outside, off the mark.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
Jovic, no good. Warriors leading by 3. And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. Shots good by Hero.
Oh, and the touch on the interior. Hero can hit jumpers as well as capitalize in close.
To the paint. Pass to Jackson Davis. Here's Podziemski. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Curry can't get it to go. The Heat trailed by 4. And Stephen Curry with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting. Greg, what's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Should we know that not many teams have had steady core players like the Warriors have had over the past decade?
Well, there's so much player movement these days, and it's hard to keep any roster intact, let alone a superstar team like Golden State.
Here's the Warriors with the ball. Here's Green. The rebound by Anderson. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Pass to Hero. Here's Ware. Takes the 3. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. The Warriors lead. To the inside. They kick out to Hield. Golden State moving it around. And there's the bucket from Kuminga.
It's just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
Now here's Hield. Still without a basket. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Heat trailed by 5. Pass to Larson. Anderson with the ball. Here's Ware. And again, it's the Heat missing. To the middle. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
With how much Draymond moves in the offensive end, Green gets a lot of dunk opportunities.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Warriors leading by 5. Pass to Moody. Podziemski with it. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. There's 1:47 left in the first half of the game. It didn't take long for Podziemski to establish himself as an elite charge taker.
The funny thing about the game of basketball is that some things can't be taught. Pods clearly has the it factor when it comes for the timing that it takes to draw charges. He can steal a few possessions for you every single game.
Signature move by Butler. He's a slasher by nature. Really goes hard to the cup.
Trying to find Green. He's got it now. In the corner. Moody with it. Sinks the triple. And it's an 8-point Warrior lead.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Here's Mitchell. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Outside, Green. Pass to Podziemski. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The Heat trailed by 8. Here's Ware. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Ware's got 6 points.
D was too focused on Wiggins scoring. Easy give to his teammate.
Butler with the ball. Now defended by Adebayo. Moody. And the slam by Moody.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Ware, no good. Pass to Butler. Back to Podziemski. Jacks up a 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Podziemski's got the lead up to 11 now for the Warriors.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct. Just panning the flank.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Warriors leading by 11. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Boy, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Now here's Butler, following the miss by Kevin Love. Drills the three-pointer. He's got 8.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
And it's the Warriors with the ball, following the miss by Kevin Love. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Hield. And here is Butler. Now here's Green. 5 on the clock. Right side, Butler. In the corner, Moody with it. That 3 off the mark. The Heat trailed by 16. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Warriors. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Now here's Butler. Pass to Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Green, the screen. Curry. Love grabs the board. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, a couple of seasons ago, Steph Curry first brought out the night-night when he put a team away. Asked about his inspiration, he said, "I have no idea. I don't choreograph any of that stuff. I was just having fun." You know how kids' bedtime routines are important? It's the final signal for job well done that day. Kevin?
Well said. He is a 1 of 1, D.A. Warriors leading by 14. And the foul on Alec Burks. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
First team foul.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And so they foul intentionally.
First personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Here's Hield. Scoreless thus far. Outside for Curry. No good from outside.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Hero from long range. Warriors with the rebound. When it comes to players who like having fun, Greg, Jimmy Butler has to be way up there.
Kevin, did you see his media picture for the 23-24 season? He looked like he belonged in an emo band with that hairstyle. Jimmy is definitely one of those guys that likes to troll and have fun.
Now Burks, after Tyler Hero's three-pointer that didn't go. From downtown, traps in the tray.
3 points.
Heroes got 5.
And a legitimate threat to connect from deep. Hero doesn't lack confidence trying his luck from there.
Wiggins inside the line. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Warriors leading by 9. Pass to Butler. Back to Pajemski. Curry looking it over. They double-team Curry. And he commits the intentional foul.
First personal foul. Team score.
There's a minute 47 left here in the third quarter. The Heat trailed by 9. Here's Ware. Inside. Pass to Wiggins. Works for 3. And Curry pulls it down.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Hield attacking. Yep, that one goes in there. Hield's got his first points of the game.
Good take. We all know Hield can shoot. The threat of the outside J helps open up those driving lanes for him.
Here's Ware. Miami keeps it going. A new 14-second clock. Cranes the three-pointer. He's got 5.
Three-pointer.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Things are firing on all cylinders for them right now. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Substitution.
So both teams making some changes here. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Back to Adebayo. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That's foul number 2 for him.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Substitution on the court.
Warriors leading by 8. Butler on the wing. Pass to Podziemski. Hits the three-point bomb. Podziemski's got 6 points.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Here's Robinson. Can't hit that one. Nice defense from Kuminga. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. The Warriors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Taking 2 shots.
Both free throws good from Kuminga. The Heat trailed by 13. Robinson for 3. Jimmy Butler with the rebound. Left side, Kuminga. Podziemski on the wing. And again, no good by Golden State. And so it's the Golden State Warriors looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their defense.
The Heat. 27.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Now, Hero pops in the layup for 2. Hero's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Heat.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Pass to Podziemski. Curry on the wing. Here's Santos. It's good from long range. Santos has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Left side, Hero. It's stolen by Curry. Podziemski on the wing. Right side, Kuminga. It's Curry outside. Hits it from 3-point range.